You think being nice makes people respect you. You think being kind makes people love you. You think being selfless makes people value you. Here's the reality that's going to sting. The more you bend over backwards to be good, the more invisible you become. What you thought was kindness is often weakness in disguise. And every single day, without realizing it, you're training people to see you as someone who doesn't deserve respect. The ancient Stoics figured this out 2,000 years ago. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus. These weren't men who chased approval. They didn't collapse under rejection. They didn't hand out their dignity just to keep the peace. They understood something most people still don't. Real kindness comes from strength, not from weakness. So today, I'm going to show you 10 so-called kind behaviors that are secretly draining your power, killing your confidence, and making people treat you like an option instead of a man of value. And I'll warn you now, when you stop doing these things, some people will call you cold, selfish, even heartless. Good. That means you're finally respecting yourself. Kindness trap number 1. Over-explaining yourself, you probably don't even notice you're doing it. Someone asked for your time, your energy, your help, and instead of simply saying no, you launch into an essay. Well, I would love to, but I've got this thing, and I'm kind of busy, and maybe later. Stop. Just stop. Do you realize what you're actually doing when you explain yourself like that? You're telling people, I don't believe I have the right to make decisions without your approval. Every justification you give is a weapon someone can use against you. Oh, you're busy? Don't worry. It'll only take 5 minutes. You're tired? Come on, don't be lazy. You have plans? Cancel them. This is important. Your reasons become loopholes for others to argue through. Epictetus put it bluntly. You have power over your mind, not outside events. But the moment you over-explain, you're giving that power away. You're teaching people that your no is really a maybe, if they just push hard enough. Strong people don't explain their boundaries, they enforce them. A firm no doesn't need a 5-minute speech. It doesn't need an apology. It doesn't need permission. When you stop explaining, something powerful happens. Your words carry weight. Your no becomes final. Your time becomes respected. And your dignity? Untouchable. Kindness trap number 2. Never say no. You've been taught your whole life that saying no is selfish. That good people always say yes. That turning someone down means you're cold, rude, unkind. But here's the harsh truth. Every time you say yes to something you don't want, you're saying no to yourself. You're saying no to your rest. No to your priorities. No to your growth. No to your peace of mind. The Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius wrote, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. When you can't say no, you're letting other people estimate the value of your time, and they will always undervalue it. Think about it. Who do people respect more? The man who says yes to everyone, or the man who guards his time like it matters? The answer is obvious. Here's the paradox. The moment you start saying no, people stop taking you for granted. They may get angry at first, but deep down, they'll respect you more. Because suddenly your yes actually means something. It's no longer automatic. It's a choice. The Stoic path is clear. Don't be ruled by guilt, fear, or people-pleasing. A man who cannot say no is not kind. He's a slave. Kindness trap number 3. Being everyone's therapist, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You're the one people call when they want to unload their problems. You sit there, listening to the same drama on repeat. Failed relationships, terrible jobs, constant complaints. You offer advice. They nod. They agree. Then they go right back to doing the same thing next week. And guess what? They call you again to vent about the same chaos. Here's the truth you don't want to admit. You're not helping them. You're enabling them. Most people don't want solutions. They want an audience. They want someone to absorb their negativity, so they don't have to face it, and you become their emotional trash can. But here's what happens to you. You start your day feeling clear, focused, maybe even positive. Then after 3 conversations filled with complaining, you feel drained, heavy, and restless. Their problems become your problems. Their stress becomes your stress. Their chaos becomes your chaos. Seneca understood this perfectly. He wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Welcome those whom you are capable of improving." If someone is just dumping their misery on you and refusing to grow, that's not friendship. That's parasitism. The Stoic solution? Guard your mental state like your life depends on it, because it does. When someone starts venting, redirect the conversation. Ask them, what are you going to do about it? Don't absorb their emotions. Don't be their unpaid therapist. Because here's the hard truth. You can't save people who don't want to save themselves. And the longer you try, the more of your own strength you waste. Kindness trap number 4. Forgiving too quickly. You think forgiving instantly makes you the bigger person. That letting things slide shows how kind and compassionate you are. But here's what actually happens. People learn they can disrespect you without consequences. Think about it. Someone lies to you, cheats you, disrespects your time, and the next day you say, "It's okay, don't worry about it." Is that kindness? Or is that cowardice? When you forgive without discernment, you're not showing strength. You're showing people that your boundaries don't matter. Epictetus, who was born a slave, understood the reality of human nature. He taught that you can't control how others act, only how you respond. Forgiveness is a response. But not every wrong deserves instant absolution. The Stoic way isn't about blind forgiveness. It's about wise discernment. Forgive when it allows growth, when it clears the air, when it frees you from bitterness. But don't forgive to avoid conflict. Don't forgive just to keep someone comfortable. Marcus Aurelius put it best. The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy. That means don't sink to their level, but also doesn't mean you keep letting them hit you without consequence. Kindness isn't about being a doormat. Sometimes the kindest thing for yourself and even for the other person is to hold them accountable, to let them feel the weight of their actions, to teach them that your respect is not cheap. Kindness trap number 5. Lending without boundaries. You think you're being generous when you keep lending money, time, and energy to people who never give back. But you're not being generous. You're being used. We all know these people. They're always broke when the bill comes. They always need just a little help. They always have an emergency that somehow requires your time or resources. But when you need something, suddenly they're busy. Suddenly they forgot. Suddenly they vanish. Here's what you've trained them to believe. Your time has no value, your energy has no cost, and your generosity has no limit. You become their personal ATM, their free Uber, their backup plan. And here's the psychology. One-sided giving doesn't build gratitude. It builds entitlement. When you give, without boundaries, people stop appreciating you and start expecting you. They don't see your kindness as a gift. They see it as an obligation. Epictetus, who knew the weight of slavery firsthand, said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When you keep giving to people who only take, you're not in control. You're enslaved to their selfishness. The Stoic solution is simple but powerful. Practice reciprocal generosity. Help people who help others. Give to people who show gratitude. Invest your time in people who invest in you. Your generosity should be a reward for good character, not a subsidy for laziness and selfishness. Kindness trap number 6. Over apologizing. Sorry to bother you. Sorry I asked. Sorry I'm here. Sound familiar? You've made apologizing a reflex, not a response. You say sorry before you've even done anything wrong. And every single unnecessary apology is a small betrayal of yourself. You think it makes you polite. You think it makes you easy to be around. But in reality, it's teaching people that your presence is an inconvenience, that your needs are a burden, that your voice doesn't deserve to be heard. Apologies are supposed to carry weight. They're supposed to mean something. But when you apologize for existing, you strip that word of all its value. Worse, you strip yourself of value. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." A good man doesn't walk on eggshells around his own life. He doesn't apologize for taking up space in the world. Here's the Stoic truth. If you didn't do wrong, don't apologize. Replace sorry with thank you. Instead of sorry I'm late, say, "Thank you for waiting." Instead of sorry to bother you, say, "Do you have a moment?" Respect yourself enough to stop apologizing for being human, because the world will only value you as much as you value yourself. Kindness trap number 7. Seeking validation. This one is brutal, because almost everyone does it. You twist yourself into someone else's idea of acceptable just to feel liked. You laugh at jokes that aren't funny. You agree with opinions you don't believe. You post things online hoping for likes from people who don't even care about you. You think external validation will finally make you feel secure, but it never does. It's a drug. You need a new hit every day. And here's the harsh reality. The more you chase validation, the less you value yourself. The more you crave approval from others, the less you trust your own approval. Marcus Aurelius saw this weakness in people 2,000 years ago. He wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." That's the sickness of validation seeking. You abandon yourself for people who wouldn't even show up to your funeral. The Stoic answer? Anchor yourself in values, not applause. Stop asking, "Do they like me?" and start asking, "Am I living in line with my principles?" When you drop the need to be liked, you gain something far greater: respect. Respect from others, yes, but more importantly, respect from yourself. Kindness trap number 8. Always being available. You think being available makes you dependable. You think answering every call, every text, every favor request proves you're a good friend, a loyal partner, a solid man. But here's the ugly truth. The more available you are, the less people value you. Think about it. Diamonds are valuable because they're rare. Gold is precious because it's not everywhere. Your time and energy, they're infinitely more valuable, but you've been giving them away like they're free samples. And when people don't have to earn your presence, they stop appreciating it. Seneca wrote, "Life is long if you know how to use it. But if you let people waste your hours, your life shrinks into nothing." Being constantly available teaches others that your time doesn't belong to you. It belongs to them. That your priorities don't matter, only theirs. The Stoic solution? Create sacred boundaries around your time. Don't answer every call. Don't jump at every request. Don't train people to think you'll always drop everything for them. Because here's the paradox. When you stop being available to everyone, your presence becomes meaningful. Your time becomes respected. And people finally realize your life isn't just an open door. It's a fortress. Kindness trap number 9. Avoiding conflict. You think avoiding conflict makes you peaceful. You think keeping quiet keeps the harmony. You think letting things slide is a mature, kind thing to do. But here's the reality. Every time you avoid conflict, you're sacrificing your truth. You're teaching people that your comfort matters less than theirs, that your voice doesn't deserve to be heard. Avoiding conflict doesn't create peace. It creates resentment, silent resentment that eats away at you in the dark. The Stoics never ran from reality. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." That's courage. That's integrity. Facing conflict doesn't mean starting fights. It means standing firm when something matters. It means speaking truth without fear. It means valuing honesty over fake harmony. Because the truth is, when you bury conflict, it doesn't disappear. It festers. And by the time it explodes, it's 10 times worse. The Stoic path? Face problems directly, calmly, and firmly. Conflict is not the enemy. Cowardice is. Kindness trap number 10. Putting everyone before yourself. You've been taught that selflessness is the highest virtue. That putting everyone else first makes you good, noble, worthy. But here's what really happens. You give and give until there's nothing left. You burn yourself out. You resent the very people you're helping. And in the end, you're no good to anyone, not even yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't lead from a broken foundation. You can't give strength when you've drained yourself dry. Epictetus warned against this very trap. He said, "How long will you put off what you are capable of becoming?" Every time you sacrifice yourself for others without balance, you're delaying your own growth. You're putting off your own potential. The Stoic truth is this: self-respect is not selfishness. Self-care is not neglect of others. It's a foundation for everything else. When you respect your time, others will too. When you protect your energy, others will think twice before draining it. When you value yourself, you set the standard for how everyone else must treat you. The greatest kindness you can offer the world is to become strong, disciplined, and whole, because only then can you give from abundance, not exhaustion. Here's what's going to happen when you stop falling into these kindness traps. At first, people won't like it. They'll say you've changed. They'll call you selfish. They'll try to guilt you back into being their doormat. Good. That's proof you're finally breaking free. Because the truth is, you don't exist to be everyone's safety net, therapist, or personal assistant. You exist to live your life with purpose, strength, and dignity. The Stoics knew this better than anyone. Life will always test you with chaos, betrayal, and loss. But none of that defines you. What defines you is how you respond. And every time you choose dignity over approval, boundaries over people-pleasing, strength over weakness, you step closer to becoming the man the Stoics admired. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. So stop apologizing for being here. Stop giving away your time to people who don't respect it. Stop mistaking weakness for kindness. Because the world doesn't respect a man who gives away his power. It respects the man who knows how to hold it. If any of these 10 traps hit you hard, that's not an accident. That's a wake-up call. Which of these habits do you struggle with most? Drop it in the comments. I want to know, because your honesty might be the very thing that helps someone else break free. And if you're ready to live by Stoic principles, to stop living as a prisoner of other people's opinions and start commanding respect, hit that subscribe button. Because next week, I'm breaking down the 3 Stoic phrases that instantly shut down anyone who tries to cross your boundaries. Until then, remember this: kindness without strength is weakness, but kindness with strength, that's unstoppable.